Get ready, because what I'm about to tell you could completely flip everything you thought you knew about healthy eating upside down. Fasten your seatbelts. The most dangerous carbohydrate in the world is actually not the sugar you stir into your morning coffee. There is another carbohydrate out there, one that is sold to us as completely harmless. It's cheap, it's everywhere, and it's frequently slapped with a giant zero sugar or fit label right on the front of the packaging. Millions of people consume it every single day, completely convinced they are making a healthy choice. It's a literal Trojan horse in modern nutrition. It has zero health benefits, none. Yet it's hidden in foods marketed to people on diets, it's heavily consumed by athletes right before a workout, and tragically, it is even a primary ingredient in baby formulas. This ingredient isn't legally classified as sugar, but it triggers blood glucose spikes that are much faster and way more intense than regular table sugar. It acts silently, sabotaging your health from the inside out while you think you're doing the right thing. Stick with me until the very end of this video, because I'm going to reveal a bulletproof strategy to help you replace this toxic carb, starting with your very next breakfast. So, what exactly does this mysterious carbohydrate do to your body? As if sneaking into your diet wasn't bad enough, it is a massive contributor to the accumulation of visceral fat. That is the deep, invisible, and highly dangerous fat that wraps around your internal organs. This type of fat is directly linked to a much higher risk of severe cardiovascular problems, including acute heart attacks. But the damage doesn't stop at your heart. It's also deeply connected to fatty liver disease. This is a condition that is becoming terrifyingly common, and if left unchecked, it can actually progress to severe liver damage or even cirrhosis. And the impacts go even further. Once this carbohydrate reaches your gut, it acts as an all-you-can-eat buffet for the harmful, toxic bacteria living in your intestines. This promotes severe dysbiosis, a massive imbalance in your gut microbiome. When the bad bacteria take over, they trigger a constant chronic state of inflammation throughout your entire body. This systemic fire can reach your joints, amplifying chronic pain and daily discomfort. On top of all that, because it causes such explosive spikes in your blood sugar, it constantly overworks your pancreas, forcing massive releases of insulin. Over time, this constant roller coaster paves a direct, fertile path straight to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Now, if you are already struggling with erratic blood sugar or stubborn belly fat, you need to hear this. Researchers at Harvard recently discovered that a toxic blanket of what they call zombie cells actually accumulates around the pancreas of people with blood sugar issues, completely blocking insulin production. But they also found a bizarre 30-second bedtime enzyme ritual that flushes these toxic cells out of your body. It stabilizes your glucose levels and actually switches your metabolism into a 24/7 fat-burning mode while you sleep, without you having to do restrictive diets or grueling workouts. If you want to see how to do this tonight, point your phone's camera at the QR code on the screen right now to watch a short, free presentation explaining exactly how it works. I've also pinned the link right at the top of the comments section below so you can check it out. Now, are you racking your brain trying to figure out what this hidden carbohydrate is? Let's take off the mask. This is a starch, but it is absolutely not your everyday natural starch. It is an ultra-processed, highly industrialized ingredient. Most of the time it is derived from cornstarch, though depending on where it's made, it can also come from potato, rice, or tapioca starch. In the manufacturing plant, this natural starch is put through a chemical process called partial hydrolysis. Basically, it gets broken down into much smaller chains of sugar molecules. And the final result of that chemical breakdown is an ingredient called maltodextrin. Let me be perfectly clear. Maltodextrin is arguably the worst carbohydrate in the world. It is the ultimate hidden villain in our modern food supply. It's a supersugar wearing a disguise, and you are going to be absolutely shocked at where it's hiding. Before I expose exactly where this ingredient is lurking in the grocery store, I want to ask you a quick favor. If you are finding this information valuable and eye-opening, please hit that like button right now. And right after you do that, share this video in your family and friends group chats. People need to know the truth about what they are feeding their families. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more science-based nutritional truths. If I told you that maltodextrin is present in your daily diet, much more than you could ever imagine, would you believe me? The food industry relies on a very clever, very legal loophole. Because maltodextrin is technically a complex carbohydrate and not a simple sugar, companies are not legally required to classify it as sugar on the nutrition label. This allows them to pump a product full of maltodextrin and boldly print zero sugar, diet, light, or fit on the front of the box. But your metabolism doesn't care about legal definitions. Once you swallow it, your body treats it like pure sugar, or even worse. This is why it is heavily concentrated in the fitness and wellness world. You will find massive amounts of maltodextrin in sports supplements, hypercaloric mass gainers, pre-workout powders, protein shakes, and protein bars. It's also everywhere in the gluten-free aisle. When companies remove gluten, they lose the structure and texture of the food, so they dump in maltodextrin to hold it all together. It's marketed as a healthy alternative, but it is quietly sabotaging your health every single day without you even noticing. Your strategy for defense is simple, but it requires a new habit. You must stop trusting the front of the packaging. The real story is always in the tiny print on the back. You have to start reading the ingredients list. If you see the word maltodextrin, put it right back on the shelf. Let me give you some incredibly clear examples of where you will find this infiltrating your pantry. It is in countless brands of granola and cereal bars. It is hiding inside frozen foods, like those frozen hamburger patties and chicken nuggets you see at the supermarket. You'll find it in soy milks, flavored plant milks, and instant chocolate milks meant for kids. Most alarmingly, it is a primary ingredient in many infant formulas. The fact that we are feeding an ultra-processed, highly glycemic carbohydrate to babies should make us all stop and think. You'll also find it in instant soups, chicken bouillon cubes, and those flavor packets that come with instant noodles. It's in ready-made sauces, salad dressings, and ketchup. It is routinely pumped into deli meats like sliced turkey breast and ham, and incredibly, it is even in those zero-calorie artificial sweeteners you put in your coffee. Artificial sweeteners are so intensely sweet that they need a bulking agent, a carrier powder, just so you can pour it out of a packet. Most of the time, that powder is maltodextrin. You are probably asking yourself right now, if this ingredient is so terrible for human biology, why does the food industry use so much of it? The answer is simple. It is the perfect industrial ingredient. First, it is ridiculously cheap to produce. Second, it is highly versatile. Maltodextrin improves the texture of foods, gives them volume, and stabilizes mixtures so they don't separate in the package. Third, it drastically increases the shelf life of a product. From a business perspective, a product that can sit in a warehouse for 2 years without going bad is a massive win. And finally, it intensifies flavor and palatability. It triggers the exact same reward centers in your brain that regular sugar does, keeping you hooked and coming back for more, all while allowing the brand to claim they didn't add any actual sugar. Industrially, it is a masterpiece. Metabolically, it is an absolute disaster when consumed frequently. We are facing a metabolic crisis, and ingredients like maltodextrin are slipping by completely unnoticed because we allow the front of the box to dictate what we eat. You have the power to break this cycle.